I voted for Brexit. Boo, boo, boo. That's kind of normal response Brexiteers get these days. Although, of course, we were the majority. You wouldn't think so the way the media presents things. Um, but this Conservative government is making very slow progress. We're hearing now from people within the Conservative government that it's unlikely that a deal will be reached with the European Union over Brexit. That would, of course, be a disastrous outcome. Um, so where do we go from here? I think that well, first of all, it was unlikely. It was always going to be a very difficult process to reach agreement for obvious reasons. The European Union did not want to make the Brexit process an attractive one. They didn't want to reach agreement with Britain where the terms would be favourable or too favourable towards us. In other words, they didn't want us to have our cake and eat it. They've got to keep the European Union together. They don't want to encourage other member states to do the same thing. And the only way they can do that is to reach agreement with Britain, which does not encourage other member states to want to do the same and leave the European Union. So it's not really surprising this process leading up to agreement. I believe that there will be a last minute agreement actually, but the process is a very difficult one for that obvious reason. We want favourable terms. They don't want to give us favourable terms. But I think in the last minute of negotiations, there will be a deal because there has to be one. You know, that there has to be some kind of deal. Otherwise, there will be further negotiations where there'll be agreement on certain matters, air traffic, for example. I mean, there'll have to be agreement on these things. So there will be, I think that there will be a treaty that will be reached. It's not going to be the kind of favourable treaty that we want, but I reckon Theresa May's government will compromise further. I think they will take the view the alternative is worse, and so I'm pretty certain they will make the compromises that the European Union are looking for, and there'll be a last minute deal. Will that satisfy Brexiteers like myself? Not really, not really. But it's this is politics. This is and the Remainers have been very obstructive. The problem is also that you don't have a negotiating team negotiating our Brexit who are predominantly Remainers, and the Prime Minister's a Remainer. She voted to remain. Hammond voted to remain, and many of those negotiating the Brexit deal are Remainers. So surprise, surprise. We're having great difficulty in reaching agreement. You don't. What they should have done was have had Brexiteers, hardline Brexiteers, negotiating our leaving the European Union, and we wouldn't be in this situation today. You know, if there is no deal, what we could have reached this point 2 years ago with the European Union. We've taken 2 years of trying to reach agreement, and it could be to no avail. But as I say, I think Theresa May's government will reach agreement with the European Union. They'll have to make more compromises. Barnier is not a compromiser. He has drawn his line in the sand. He knows exactly the position that the European Union must hold on to ensure that as I say, the process of leaving Europe isn't one that will encourage other nations to leave. So he's drawn his line in the sand. He's not going to really move on that. So our government will be the party that will make compromises, and those compromises I'm pretty sure will be made. There'll be last minute compromises. There'll be a lot of discontent about it from the Brexiteers. But the deal will be put forward to Parliament, and I think it'll be rubber stamped by Parliament. Theresa May will say the alternative is a complete disaster. We will go off the end of a cliff if we do not approve this deal. It really is the alternative is such an appalling scenario to contemplate, and she'll appeal to Parliament to approve it on that basis, and they will approve it. I'm pretty sure that's what will happen. So people are starting to be very pessimistic about an agreement being reached, but I think it will be reached, but it won't be to the liking of Brexiteers. There'll be too many compromises. It'll be approved by Parliament. She will limp on as leader because there's no alternative for the Brexiteers either in the Conservative Party. What do? Bring down their government? What's the alternative? So they will support her. There's no alternative. So she'll be supported. She'll limp on as leader without a majority until the next general election. But I think she'll win with an overall majority when that happens.